Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are safe and healthy. Today we are going to cover up the government company topic. This is section number 394 and 395 given in module number 2 of Institute's material, and this is page number 10.14 of that module. Right? In case you are new to this channel and you want to know more about this channel, you can check out the description box below. You will get the all information that you are looking for. Okay, so let's start with the government companies topic. So yeah, this is section number 394. 394 is about annual reports on the government companies. So first of all, the question comes to our mind: what do you mean by a government company? How can we classify a company as a government company? So for that we need to know the definition of government company, which is given in section number 2, clause 45 of the Companies Act 2013. So as per this section and clause, government company means any company in which not less than 51% of the paid-up share capital is held by the central government or by any of the state government or governments, or partly by the central government and partly by one or more of the state governments, and includes a company which is a subsidiary company of such government company. So the definition is very easy. I'll repeat it for you. What does it mean? There is any one company, okay? In this company, the central government is having 51% of the paid-up share capital. Okay? So this company will become a government company. Let's take example number 2. I have one company, and in this particular company, state government along with another state government, say for example state government of Maharashtra along with the state government of Delhi, are having the paid-up share capital the share in the paid-up share capital of, let's say, 60%. So this company will become what? Government company. Or I can take one more example. For example, we have a company in which CG along with one or more SGs is having a share in the paid-up share capital which is of around more than 51%, let's say 60%, 55%. So this company will also become a government company because the government is having its stake in the paid-up share capital which is more than 50%, or I should say 51% or more. Right? So this particular company will become what? Government company. So this is the definition. Also, if a government company has a subsidiary company, so that subsidiary company will also become a government company. Okay, so this is the simple definition of government companies. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, section 394 of the Companies Act 2013 provides for the annual reports on government companies. So annual reports जो government company की बनती हैं, who will prepare the annual reports? Where will they be laid down? So these are the questions and the answers of which we are going to get in this section. So for example, there is a company in which CG is one of the members. So if CG is the member and because of this the company has become a government company, so in this case what will happen? In this case, the central government will prepare the annual reports of this company, and it has to be prepared within 3 months from the date of AGM. Okay, so if there is a CG which is the government, which is the member of the government company, so in that case CG will prepare the annual reports from the date of AGM. It has to be prepared within 3 months. Okay, and in case and it has to be laid down before both the houses of parliament along with the audit report, and you will place the annual report, audit report and the comments or supplements to the audit report, which is being given by whom? CAG. Who does the audit of government company? CAG does the audit of government company. This we already know. So the auditor's report along with the annual report and the comments or supplements to the audit report has to be submitted or has to be laid down before both the houses of parliament when this is done. So I hope the first point is clear. I'll read it for you. Sorry for this. Where the central government is a member of the government company. So central government is the member है. जब भी central government member होगी, so who will prepare the annual report on the working and affairs of the company? So the central government shall cause an annual report on the working and affairs of that company, which is to be prepared within how many months? To be prepared within 3 months of its annual general meeting, before which the comments. Okay, let's tackle this way. I'll read it for you. It's going on the next one. So it has to be prepared within 3 months of its annual general meeting, before which the comments given by the Comptroller and Auditor General (CAG) of India and the audit report are placed under the proviso to subsection 6 of section 143. And as soon as may be after such preparation, laid before both houses of parliament, together with a copy of audit report and the comments upon or supplements to the audit report, which are made by whom? Made by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So this point is clear. Second is, where in addition to the central government, any state government is also a member. मतलब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट तो मेंबर है ही है, साथ में कोई भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट भी मेंबर अगर होती है, तो उस केस में who will prepare the annual report and where will it be laid down? So this is the question we have to answer. So that the state government shall cause a copy of the annual report prepared under subsection 1, which means who will prepare it? The central government will prepare it. Okay, the state government will lay it before the house or both the houses of the state legislature, together with the copy of audit report and comments upon or supplement to the audit report referred above. So I hope you are clear with the difference. What is the difference in both the cases? Whenever CG is a member of the government company, the CG has to prepare the annual report. Okay. Now, if there is no state government, then in that case, the annual report, the audit report, and the comments or supplements will be placed before the both houses of parliament. But in case state government is a member along with the central government, then in that case, state government will place it before house or both the houses of state legislature. Right? I hope it is clear till here. Okay. Let's move on to the example. Example से आपको definition बहुत अच्छे से clear हो जाएगी. Section 2 clause 45. Central government and government of Maharashtra, means the state government and the central government, together hold 40% of the paid-up share capital of MN Limited. A government company also holds 20% of the paid-up share capital in MN Limited. So इसमें बताया है central government along with state government is having a share of 40% in MN Limited. Okay. Also, a government company has 20% of stake in the MN Limited. So definition के हिसाब से जाते हैं. Definition में लिखा था जहाँ पर भी central government, either the central government alone or along with the state government or state governments, that means more than one state government, or only the state government are having at least you're having more than 51% of the paid up share capital as their stake. So उस case में the company becomes a government company, but यहाँ पर stake कितना है 40%. अब a government company also holds, क्या government company along with the central government, state government अगर कुछ share या stake hold कर रही होती है, तो will that also be added in this 40%? No. Definition में government company का stake add करने के लिए नहीं बोला गया था. और यहाँ पर जो गवर्नमेंट कंपनी है that is holding only 20% of the paid up share capital. इसका मतलब MN Limited is not becoming a subsidiary also of a government company. So इसका मतलब हो गया कि ये MN Limited ना ही इस वाले पॉइंट की वजह से बन रही है गवर्नमेंट कंपनी और ना ही इस वाले पॉइंट की वजह से बन रही है, because both the points are different from each other. They don't have to be, we don't have to accumulate them, they have to be treated or dealt with separately because they are not to be added together. So in this case, the MN Limited, which is the company under consideration, is not a government company. I hope I am clear with the provisions. Let's read the answer first. According to section 2 clause 45 of the Companies Act 2013, government company means any company in which not less than 51% of the paid up share capital is held by whom? ध्यान से पढ़ना. Central government, state government or state governments, or partly by the central government, partly by one or more state governments. इसमें ये तो नहीं लिखा ना कि गवर्नमेंट कंपनी along with the central government और गवर्नमेंट कंपनी along with the state governments, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं लिखा. So गवर्नमेंट कंपनी ने जो स्टेक होल्ड कर रखा है, will that be added? No. अब दूसरा पॉइंट इसमें क्या था, एंड इंक्लूड्स कंपनी विच इज अ सब्सिडरी ऑफ सच गवर्नमेंट कंपनी. अब गवर्नमेंट कंपनी का जो स्टेक है उससे क्या वो एमएन लिमिटेड सब्सिडरी बन रही थी? नहीं. तो दोनों ही पॉइंट्स के हिसाब से इट इज नॉट अ सब्सिडरी ऑफ सच गवर्नमेंट कंपनी, ना ही इट इज बिकमिंग अ गवर्नमेंट कंपनी. So, the central government and the government of Maharashtra together holds 40% of the paid-up share capital of MN Limited. A government company also holds 20% of the paid-up share capital in MN Limited. In this case, MN Limited is not a government company because the holding of central government and the government of Maharashtra is just 40%, which is less than 51% prescribed under the definition of government company. The holding of the government company in MN Limited is 20%, which cannot be taken into account while counting the prescribed limit of 51%. I hope I'm clear till here. Okay. Let's do the second example, which is PQ Limited is a subsidiary but not a wholly owned subsidiary of a government company. So PQ Limited क्या है? एक subsidiary है, लेकिन wholly owned subsidiary नहीं है government company की. So let's revise or recall the definition of government company to clause 45, right? उसमें क्या लिखा था कि a government company or a subsidiary of a government company will become a government company. But subsidiary wholly owned subsidiary लिखा था या सिर्फ subsidiary word लिखा था? सिर्फ और सिर्फ subsidiary word लिखा था. So that is why it does not matter whether the company or whether the company is a wholly owned subsidiary of a government company or just a subsidiary of the government company. It will become a government company if it is a subsidiary of the government company. Right? So let's read the answer. Second case. In this case, PQ Limited is a government company. As the definition of government company clearly specifies that a government company includes a company which is a subsidiary company of a government company. Whether the subsidiary should be wholly owned subsidiary or not, it is not clearly mentioned under the definition of government company under section 2 clause 45. Right? So we did both the questions, right? Correct. Let's come to next section. सेक्शन 395. तो सेक्शन 394 बहुत ईजी था, कुछ भी नहीं था उसमें. हमें ये बताना था कि एनुअल रिपोर्ट कौन प्रिपेयर करेगा व्हेन द स्टेक इज ऑफ द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट अलोंग विद द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, वो बताना था, और उसको कहाँ ले डाउन किया जाएगा वो बताना था. इट वॉज वेरी ईजी, राइट. सेक्शन 395 की बात करते हैं. 395 इज अबाउट व्हेन देयर इज नो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट being a member of the government company. So when only the state government is a member of the government company, so in that particular case, who will prepare the annual reports? The state government will prepare the annual reports. And where it will be laid down? It will be laid down before the house or both the houses of the state legislature. उसके साथ क्या जाएगा? Audit report की copy and the comments or supplements to the audit report. So this is very easy, right? अगर central government है, चाहे अकेली चाहे along with the state government, the central government will have to prepare the annual reports. कितने टाइम में? Within 3 months from the date of AGM. So let's read the section. मैंने सारा आपको brief कर दिया है, ठीक है. Annual reports where one or more state governments are members of companies. Section 395. Section 395 of the Companies Act 2013 seeks to provide that one or more state governments who is a member of a company where no central government is a member shall prepare annual reports on the working and affairs of the company. So according to this section, where the central government is not a member of the government company, every state government which is a member of that company, or where only one state government is a member of the company, that state government shall cause an annual report on the working and affairs of the company to be prepared within the time specified under subsection 1 of section 394. What is it? 3 months from the date of AGM. And as soon as may be after such preparation laid before house or both the houses of state legislature together with the copy of audit report and the comments upon or supplements to the audit report as referred to in subsection 1 of that section. Clear till here? Okay. एप्लीकेशन ऑफ द प्रोविजंस टू द गवर्नमेंट कंपनी इन लिक्विडेशन, अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट कंपनी लिक्विडेशन में है तो क्या ये सेक्शन 394 395 अप्लाई होगा? यस, इट विल अप्लाई. The provisions of this section, and this section is 395 and section 394, shall so far as may be apply to a government company in liquidation as they apply to any other government company. So government company liquidation में है तो उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. जैसे अदर गवर्नमेंट कंपनी के ऊपर नॉर्मल गवर्नमेंट कंपनी विच इज़ नॉट इन लिक्विडेशन उस पर अप्लाई हो रहे हैं, वैसे ही गवर्नमेंट कंपनी अंडर लिक्विडेशन पर भी अप्लाई होंगे. So this is all about government company topic. I know it was really short and I know आपको सेक्शन नंबर्स के साथ साथ पूरा कंटेंट याद हो गया होगा. आपको दोबारा से इसको रिवाइज करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी, और अगर पढ़ जाए तो फटाफट से इसको 2x की स्पीड में एक बारी सुन लेना, आपको सारा प्रोविजंस याद आ जाएंगे. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel in case you haven't done, and subscribe only after watching other videos so that you can be sure that the channel you are subscribing is worth subscribing or not. Okay, so that's all for today. See you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye.